Dang it! Stupid freaking game.
Did you get another shaving?
You shame on you is more like it. Shit, I hate myself.
Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
And I'm still searching for that immersive Palkia. BS. Bologna sandwich for you young listeners out there.
Dude, you didn't know the immersive Palkia was a thing until 10 minutes ago.
Okay, I figured there would be an immersive Palkia because there's an immersive card in every single booster pack. So
Okay, but you're taking it to heart like you've been personally victimized by this game.
I have been. Do you not realize that I have been? That every single time I open a card pack, guess what I get? Nothing. Yeah. Personally.
I feel like that's untrue considering it's been maybe a week since this new pack has been out.
Okay. I wasn't getting anything in the last pack either.
Well, you also told me that you were going to give me a trade and then never did it. And so I've been building up
You were correct.
my trade power.
I have, how much do I have? Like at least 1,000.
Anything from the new ones that you want that I can trade to you.
I have 1,700 trade power.
I think I need a Venusaur EX.
Okay, I got you, boo.
Yeah, that's what I need.
Just surprise me.
I'm pretty sure that's what I need. Hold on.
I don't even care anymore.
I have 18,000 trade power, or 1,800 trade power, by the way.
18,000 would be a lot. Yes. All right, I sent you a trade offer.
Yeah, I need a Venusaur EX.
Got it. You got it, dude.
There's a lot of buttons. Okay. Oh, I have to send a card of the same rarity.
Yeah, or else you have to spend more something.
Okay. Do you want one of my 7 Mewtwo EXs?
Pretty sure I have a bunch of Mewtwo EXs as well.
Do you have a bunch of Aerodactyl EXs?
That's a good question. Too bad I went right into battle right now to get the Cresselia booster packs.
Yeah, what we're gonna assume that you don't have a bunch of Aerodactyl EXs, and I'm gonna send you one. Because if you can't remember, that's probably a no.
Yeah, sounds.
And that's 500.
Yeah, 500 of our freaking 1,800.
Hey, this gets me one step closer to finishing that first pack. Of like
Heck yeah, boy.
The main cards. Okay, I need you to respond to the trade.
Oh boy. Does that mean I have to cancel this battle?
No problem. Hey,
Okay.
Guess what happened to me today?
What happened to you today,
I
bud?
totally blanked on how to English. So I got home, had a mental breakdown. Autumn came over. We were hanging out for like 2 hours. I get up and go to the bathroom, and I look in the mirror, and I realize I can see the tag of my shirt right here in the mirror. I'm like, I shouldn't be able to see that. That should be in the back. And then I look at my shirt, and I realize I've been wearing my shirt backwards all day. Because when I got home, I changed my pants. I didn't change my shirt.
Yeah.
Because of the aforementioned mental breakdown.
Correct.
And I didn't think like, oh, take shirt off whole day. And I texted my coworkers about it. And I'm like, you guys didn't tell me my shirt was backwards. Like, well, no one noticed. And they're like, you didn't notice your shirt was backwards? I was like, well, something felt weird, but I couldn't like pinpoint why.
Right.
And I think it was what caused the mental breakdown. If I'm honest, like there were many other factors, but like, you know, that was that single drop of water that breaks the meniscus on the coin. and just like causes everything to overflow.
You couldn't have used, I'm sorry, you couldn't have used a more colloquial phrase? What are you talking about? The meniscus? Is that a bone? Connor, the straw that broke the camel's back is a pretty common phrase that most people would know and understand exactly what you're talking about.
I also do think the meniscus is a bone. Hold on. Yep, it's the knee joint. I wonder what I'm thinking of.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about because it's not a term that people normally use.
Oh, hold on.
Are you talking like surface tension?
Yeah, there's like an S word for that or an M word for that, isn't there?
I don't
There
know.
is a water meniscus.
Is
I
there?
am right.
It's a bone and a water term?
Yeah, it's your knee bone and it's a water term. So like whenever you have the meniscus, this is why when you're like filling up like a liquid measuring cup, you have to look at like eye level because there's like a slight dome to the water.
Correct. Yeah.
And so like if you just keep dropping water droplets onto a coin, the surface tension is strong enough that it'll just keep doming up onto the side until eventually it just spills off.
I see.
Just because you don't understand physics doesn't mean it's not a colloquial term.
It's definitely not a colloquial term. For the 5 listeners that are going to hear this argument, go ahead and let us know. Let us know exactly what you think and why Connor's incorrect. Aerodactyl EX, is that... What type of card is that?
That is a fighting.
Okay. I don't think I have that card at all.
Sick. There you go. Glad I could help.
Is it in with the fighting cards or is it?
Well, you have to check and see what pack you're under right now.
What pack is it under?
Is it under the It's under the Celebi one.
Oh, then I have one. But it's okay. It's fine. I didn't trade to get a new card. I traded to give you the card you needed. That's me. Selfless Matt.
Feels like it takes away from the selflessness when you point out how selfless it is.
I disagree. I think it highlights it quite nicely, quite subtly and humbly.
Yes, if anyone could describe you, Matt, it would be with the term humble.
Yep, they should. It's the most accurate term to describe me. That's for sure.
On my senior night for my youth group, a few months beforehand, my youth pastor that had been there basically the entire time we had been going through the youth group had like moved away. And so he made a special video for us on our senior night. And he gave us words to describe us, and like sort of as like advice for the future and like figure out who you are, you know. His words for me were jolly and sincere.
Nice.
And I'm not gonna lie, kind of hurt.
Kind of made me feel like Santa Claus.
There's only one other person that's ever been described as jolly, and it's the most famous fat man that's ever lived.
Yep. A little bit. Is there a Pokemon that can make other Pokemon sleep? Sorry, I wasn't actually paying attention to it. I was. I'm kidding.
Yes, it is Frosmoth.
Is there a normal type Pokemon that'll put Pokemon?
I don't believe so, but
Wigglytuff is the only one I can see. I'm trying to add to my dark type deck because in the Cresselia event, it says one of the missions is to put a Pokemon to sleep. And guess what I can't do with the Pokemon in my dark type deck?
Put anyone.
You guessed it. Nailed it. Good job, buddy.
Well, do you still need the dark type to fight it?
I guess not.
Just use a water deck real quick.
A water deck?
Yeah, because Frosmoth is a water Pokemon. See?
No way. That's crazy. All right. Yeah, I might do that.
Some of the type switches on here don't make a lot of sense. And I get like they had to limit the types when they created the card game.
Yeah.
But like at this point, they've just like kind of condensed everything down into like any bug or poison type becomes a grass type.
Yeah.
And like any like ice or kind of like aquatic Pokemon become water.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like
Automatic
but Snom is bug and
ice. And is now condensed
No,
to water.
water. And it has a weakness to steel. So it still has like the ice type weakness, but it's not an ice type because they don't have it in the game. But then you have like some poison types that are dark type now, and then some that are also psychic, but those are also ghost, and it's just strange. I think fighting was the weirdest one. Why did they pick fighting instead of like rock or the ground type?
Yeah.
Because now you have
like Graveler and stuff that's fighting type when they're clearly a giant rock.
If you had picked the ground type for those Pokemon, I think most fighting types could fit into the ground type loosely enough to make sense. But trying to say that a rock type is a fighting type, and sure, Graveler is just a ball of rocks with fists. But like, I don't know, pretty flimsy logic to me, if I do say so.
Pretty flimsy.
Pretty weak, dude.
Pretty weak. Guess what happened to me this week? Guess what happened to me? Just actually, this week total.
Oh boy.
Hey, buddy, act like I didn't tell you.
Here's the part of the show where I pretend like you didn't tell me already.
There you go. Good job.
You got pied in the face by a clown.
Okay, weird. I didn't tell you that one. But you nailed it right on the head. No, my card got hacked. Say it with me, folks, in the bag.
Your car got hacked?
My debit card. I can tell you the number because it's canceled now. No, my card got hacked, and I hate it because guess what? I'm out of money now. I went from $700 to $70 in the span of 5 days. And you know what this stupid little jerkwad did? He bought 3 different memberships to some sort of gym thing. I don't know if it's a gym specifically or like an online like P90X or something like that. 3 different $60 memberships to a gym thing. Then he spent $80 at McDonald's. And then he spent a bunch of my money on some like bingo apps. Like put in money, like real bingo apps where he's playing with other people and can win money back. And then, oddly enough, put some of that money back into my account. Like redeposited it back into my account. I don't know why. But he did.
It sounds like he's a pretty chill guy and that you should be thanking him.
No, because he spent all of my money. Like literally $400 worth of transactions. One of them hasn't gone through yet, and I hope it doesn't because that would be really awkward.
And then he won them back. I don't think you're focusing on the wrong part of this, man.
Bro.
What you're focusing on is on the negative.
If he would have spent my money on some games and then won like $1,000 and put it back in, yeah, I'd be thanking him. What a good Samaritan. What a good-natured hacker. A chaotic good hacker, right? I'm going to hack you and do something illegal, but for your benefit. That would be nice.
I do need to ask, how did he hack your card?
I don't know. So the only transactions I made between like when they started happening. So they happened over the span of 6 days. The 1st through the 6th, so all of February. I don't know because the only time I've used my card was to buy, like to handle my inspection, to handle my registration, like a few like official payments that weren't just like random websites on the internet. You know what I mean? Like if I went on to Temu and the next day my card is hacked and being used in South Dakota, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. That makes absolute sense. But I was only doing like official verified purchases, right? Like should be safe purchases.
I mean, DMV employee does seem like target demographic of $80 worth of McDonald's, several gym memberships, and bingo apps.
The problem is you're fair enough. The problem I find myself in here is that it was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. So if a DMV employee here did that, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense. There you go. If it was in Pennsylvania, it was not in Pennsylvania. It was in Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Isn't there an IRS office there?
I don't know. But I thought about trying to find out like the account name that was used to purchase these items, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going all freaking John Wick on their butt, finding them and beating the snot out of them.
Yeah.
To give me my money back, but I didn't. Obviously, I'm here in Pennsylvania, not South Dakota.
So is your bank doing anything to like compensate?
That's the other frustrating part. So when I went in, and again, this is nothing like this is nothing against the person that was helping me at the desk. They were very sweet, very nice, very helpful, right? So I guess I had to do the investigating part, right? So I had to go to all of these people and contact them and see if they would give me a refund. However, the problem arises when my card is canceled and the only way they'll make a refund is on the card that was used.
That does put a damper on the situation.
A little bit. So I was like, I asked all of them if they would give me a refund. All of them, most of them said yes on the card. And I was like, that's a little weird. So then I talked to them today, right? And they were like, oh, okay, yeah, absolutely. Send me that information, and then we'll start now, a day later, the fraud claims, like the investigation. I was like, okay, why didn't we start that while I was talking to these people, so that I could maybe get some of my money back? And then they were like, yeah, you'll get $400 or you'll get the amount that they stole provisionally while the investigation is being conducted. And if they deduce that it was in fact fraudulent, they will let you keep that money because it was your money to begin with. But if it is not fraudulent, they will take that money back, right? But it's money that you could have so that you aren't at $0 in your bank account.
Right.
So they said that today. They're like, we'll start the dispute claim, and you'll get some money soon, provisional money. And I was like, great. That way I'm not empty in my bank account. Guess who didn't get the money? This guy. And now I have to wait all weekend till Monday to figure out if I can get this freaking money or not.
So does that mean you don't want to go get food tomorrow?
That is exactly what that means. And it also means that I'm switching banks. I have not had any personal anecdotal experience, right, from people that I know that have used Chime, right?
Yeah.
It sounds good. The reviews are pretty decent. Most of the bad reviews that I was reading on Google Play weren't about the banking. It was about the app, right? So I might try Chime. I don't know. I see a lot of ads for it, and maybe that's a bad thing because they're advertising so heavily for it. But to be fair, I also see a lot of ads for Chase, which is being shoved down my throat by everybody I know.
There's one that I have. It's called Cred.ai. That is a debit card that spends like a credit card.
Interesting.
And so, like, it helps build your credit as you pay for your normal stuff.
Right, right.
And so like you link your direct deposit to it, it goes directly into your account. And like you can control the card from within the app.
Oh, that's nice.
And so like I haven't been able to use it recently just because my money's been tied up in certain things, so I haven't been like putting money over there to spend it
Right.
on that one because it's a little more difficult. But currently I have all transactions on the card are blocked so that if ever gets stolen, no one can ever use it.
Right. That's nice.
Yeah. But there's like a bunch of stuff that you can do with it. To like basically create a better credit score without having to like get a credit card and deal with all of that.
The cool thing
nonsense.
the cool thing I noticed about Chime is they actually have like a credit builder card as well, where you can use it and it kind of acts like a prepaid credit card where you put money onto it instead of having like a line of credit, which is essentially a debit card. I don't know what the difference between a debit and a prepaid credit card are. Right?
A prepaid credit card, from what I understand, is like when you fill out your application for the credit card, you fill it out and you send in $700 with your credit card. Then your credit limit on that card is going to be $700.
Yeah,
that's the limit you set for yourself. Because if you can afford to just give $700 like that, that means that if you spend that $700 during the month, you can probably pay it off.
Yeah.
Though, from what I'm told, the best way to build credit on a credit card is not to spend over 10% of what you pay. So if you put $500 down on that, you shouldn't spend over $50 on the card, which seems like not worth it.
Yeah.
But like I had a buddy who when we would go to the gym, he would buy Gatorades with it.
Yeah.
And so like that's $2, I think, was the discounted price on it. Every time we go to the gym, he goes 5 days a week. That's what, $10 there.
Mm-hmm.
He does that 4 times a month. He's basically spending $50 there. Pays that at the end of the month. That helps build his credit. The card that I have, the great thing about it was I just had to put the money on there. It spent it, and then at the end of the month, it shows, hey, the credit card was charged this month. He paid it off immediately. I don't have to pay anything off though.
Right.
And so like I'm spending it like a debit card, but it's paying it off like a credit card.
Yeah.
And it's helping boost my credit score.
That's almost exactly what the one on Chime is like. So I don't know. Maybe
you want to try it, go for it.
I'm gonna just see how it goes. If it sucks, then I guess it sucks, right? There's not really much I can do.
Right.
I just switch banks again.
I don't know if this is how the Chime card works though, but like I still have my main bank card. It's just like an additional one. But I think I can set it up as like being what my money is loaded on to.
Yeah. It has like it is a banking app, so it has like a routing number and like an account number. So like for my next job, I'll probably just have it go through Chime and just sorry, the credit union I'm at. Sorry, I probably won't be using you anymore. Sorry. Not sorry. I mean sorry.
I think I'm gonna have to get a second job here coming up soon. So I might have it linked to the Credit AI card, just so I can be like actually try building credit again.
Yeah. Credit is I get it, right? Like I get it, but I also hate it. I think it's the dumbest thing that we could be. It's like it's stupid. I'm sorry.
There was this TV show called The Orville that was created by Seth MacFarlane, and it was supposed to be not a spoof of Star Trek, but like his version of it. Yeah. And they go to this one planet that is has social ranking, which I think might also be like a communist thing, but like I'm not going to get into communism right now. Right. But like if people like you, you get more like green arrows. If they don't, you get more red arrows. And if you have a low enough rating, you can actually be executed.
Oh,
And
geez.
like that is a little dystopian.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's also kind of what a credit score is.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're a good and productive member of society. Here's a better score. We're gonna like you more because you have a good credit score. We're gonna let you have better things and nicer things and do better in life because you have proven to us on this arbitrary system that you know what you're doing. That
Yep.
other Jamoke, though, that doesn't have any of his bills set up or attached to anything, that's been really diligent and able to pay it off every month no matter what, doesn't have a credit card, his credit score's trash. We're going to not give him services or things that he could use to help better his life, and hopefully he'll just die and stop being a problem for us.
Yeah.
But hey, it's just capitalism.
That's all it is. Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun, the world we live in that's becoming kind of dystopian? Isn't it great? Isn't it lovely?
I want to scream sometimes. This isn't fun. I feel like we're getting too sad.
We always do.
We got to stop thinking about the world and start thinking about something cool and fun.
It's so easy to slip into. It's so easy to just slip into that despair.
Did you see the Fantastic Four trailer?
I did, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It looks so good.
Okay, I know we just said that we need to be more positive and happy. I want to rant about something.
Okay, I love
these incel virgins that
sorry, that was just funny.
The Thing doesn't need to have a deep gravelly voice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't. Sorry. He should sound like gruff and tough, but I think that the actor that they got has a gruff and tough voice to him. He plays like a wise, not a wise guy, but like a guy on the south side of Chicago that's like a little rough around the edges on the bear. Yeah. And I think he sounds great and it looks great, and I'm so hyped for this movie. And everyone just wants to be like, but the voice, it just sounds like a normal person, but he's made of rock, so your vocal cords wouldn't sound like. It's fake. It's made up.
It is so beyond fictional. So beyond fictional. Like, if this is fictional, it's over here. You can't even see it on the map, on the spectrum of fictional. Rock people, come on! It's fictional.
It's not how his vocal cords work. Yeah, it's not how anything would work. Because guess what? If somebody was turned into rocks in real life, they would die.
They would be dead. They would be 100%.
They would die.
Living. They wouldn't have any organs. They wouldn't even have vocal throat organs. All right.
I believe there's some rare skin condition where your skin can like start to calcify and like start looking like branches and trees and stuff.
Different.
And like that's real life. But guess what? That's incredibly debilitating, painful, and can cause people to die.
Yeah, because they can't survive.
Right.
And next, what next? You're gonna tell me people can't turn invisible, or catch on fire without burning alive?
Right.
Crazy.
There's also
what are you gonna tell me, that a giant planet-eating man isn't just gonna come down from outer space at us?
Now, I will say I have seen a Silver Surfer, but like that was just happen chance, you know?
Oh no, though. Oh no, the fictional character that's gender doesn't matter at all is now a woman.
Also, there is a Silver Surfer that's a woman in the comics. The Silver Surfer is a title.
Yeah, it's not a single character, right?
Right.
It's a title, 100%, absolutely.
Also, Herbie looks fantastic. Herbie the robot. Yeah.
I'm excited.
Do you know the origins behind Herbie?
I do not, actually. I've been reading some Fantastic Four comics, but
so back in the olden days, wherein we weren't even, the idea of us wasn't even possible yet. There was a Human Torch cartoon that was like contracted by a studio, but nothing really ever came of it. And then a little while later, the Fantastic Four were going to get their own TV show, but it was at a different company than the one that held the rights to the Human Torch. So they couldn't get the rights to them, but they're the Fantastic Four. They have to be 4 members. And so in the show, Johnny was off doing something else, and Reed creates Herbie, a robot that is a backronym, like a backwards created acronym. You create a name and then you figure out an acronym for it instead of like creating a name and then putting that into an acronym like laser or scuba and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you know scuba was an acronym?
Yeah.
I just need to check on that.
I did know that, and you probably just baffled at least 30 like listeners.
Self-contained underwater breathing apparatus.
Yeah. And what's laser, bud?
Light emitting synchronized artistic revolutions.
You just flipped 2 of the vowels.
Laser.
You said Lessar is how you said the words.
Oh, the dyslexic guy learned how to spell or spelled it wrong. Ugh. Anyways, so he creates Herbie. Herbie is the 4th member of the Fantastic Four on the show. About a year later, he's introduced into the comics, and sort of given the origin of we wanted a helper robot, so we made him.
Yeah,
at least that's what I remember. Sir Superhero on TikTok made a TikTok about it, explaining the whole thing. Go watch it. They give a lot more details than I do. But he became such like a beloved character. Now is like part of the team. The Fantastic Four team has also changed a lot over the year. There are 2 fantastic, no pun intended, jokes that have come out of this trailer, though.
Okay.
My favorite one is people going like, the new trailers come out for it, and like, this is happening and this is happening, but also here's the thing, and then pointing to a picture of Ben Grimm behind them.
Right.
And it gets me every time. It's like, oh yeah, what's the thing? I mean, I should have seen it coming and I didn't, and it makes me feel. It makes me feel actually kind of warm inside because I was like, oh, you were able to get me. That's nice. After all this time, after all these years, always. Anyways, the second one is a joke on people complaining that Reed doesn't stretch at all in the trailer. We see everybody else using their powers and their abilities, but we don't see Reed doing it. And people will be like, yeah, so people are complaining that we don't see Reed use his powers. That's because in this movie, he doesn't have the power to stretch. He has the power to make my back bend in ways that God would blush at.
Yep.
And I'm going to tell you what, Pedro Pascal is hot as ever in this trailer, dude.
My brother-in-law Tim, he was like, I was obviously gushing about the Fantastic Four, and he was like, who's in it? Like, who did they cast for it? And like, I told him Pedro Pascal was Mr. Fantastic. He's like, I don't know, I can't see it. I'm like, I can see it. I can.
I was telling my office mate about it, and like, she's a middle-aged woman in the nicest way possible, and she doesn't understand comics or anything. And a lot of the times when I tell her comic things or explain things, her eyes glaze over, and it's just like she's just listening to be kind.
Have you seen, just real quick, I apologize, have you seen the Paul Hickman Fantastic Four, like the comic?
I think so.
Let me see if I can just show you, Mr. He is the most like bro looking guy on the entire planet. Let me share my screen here real quick. I apologize. I did not mean to interrupt, but like, just look at this. Look at that face.
Oh, that's such a Chad.
I know.
Oh man,
that's the
strongest jawline I've ever seen.
Look at the cheekbones. They're so sharp. And why are they so sunk?
He's so like molded. It kind of looks like Nick Fury.
It does. It does. Holy chin, though. Good heavens. Like 45-degree angles here. Jeez. Sorry.
Gosh.
He's just wild. It's wild to me. Sorry for interrupting. Please continue with your story.
But like her eyes will glaze over. And so I was like, look, all you need to know is that the cast is stacked. Do you know cousin Richie from The Bear? And she's like, oh, I like him. It's like, and then Joseph Quinn, the guy from Stranger Things season 4, she's like, oh, I really enjoyed that too. It's like, and then Pedro Pascal, and she's like, I'm in.
You don't even need
like,
to.
I don't think people even care if this movie is going to be good. Pedro Pascal's in it. We're going to see it.
If the person who, hi Autumn, if the person who is cast as Sue Storm Richards now was in the original Fantastic Four movies, it would have been almost a perfect cast. Like, right. I thought Joe Chiklis as
Michael
the
Chiklis.
Thing, Michael Chiklis, that's what it was fantastic. I loved him as the Thing. I thought he played it very well, and he looked like a good Ben Grimm too. Chris Evans was good. He's a good playboy, and Johnny Storm is Johnny Storm. Am I saying this right? Yeah, is a good playboy. Like that's is kind of his whole character. And I didn't mind what's her face.
Jessica
Alba. Yeah, Jessica Alba. I keep wanting to say Idris Elba. I didn't mind
they are related.
I didn't mind Jessica Alba, but the perfect Reed Richards, in my opinion, was him, the original actor in those movies. I thought he was great. I think I'm gonna be blown away. As long as I treat them as different characters, I think I'm gonna be blown away with Pedro Pascal and the cast of this Fantastic Four movie, but we'll see.
Well, there's a few theories that have come up from this now. If you would like to discuss them,
Absolutely.
Because other sites on the internet do this, like potential spoilers. If I say something that turns out to be right, I didn't know. I'm just reading what other people say on the internet and enjoying the speculation.
And yeah, we're speculating based on the information that we all collectively have.
Right.
And just because we have a little bit of background knowledge into comics and the Marvel universe as a whole doesn't mean that we're going to be right. It doesn't mean that if we are right, we knew inside information or anything like that. Just be pleasantly speculative. Anyway, what are your theories?
So there is the idea that we see, well, not the idea that we see, but we do see Reed writing on the chalkboard, and there's like dimensional stuff written in the back, and like not wormholes, but like I guess wormholes. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Like diagrams? Like are you
yeah, there's some sort of like interdimensional travel basically written on that board.
Right.
And what people are speculating is that at the end of the movie, he figures it out, and that's either how they get into the main the main Marvel MCU universe, doomed, getting them all into Battle World for Doomsday and all that, or they believe that it's going to be how he starts meeting with the Council of Reeds.
Yeah.
And that he's not only going to see like other Reeds that are probably going to be played by Pedro Pascal, but also the other Reeds we have seen,
John Krasinski,
including Johan Grufford.
Is he the original?
He's the one from the 2000s.
Yeah.
There's rumor that he's been on set.
Ooh.
There's like a video of people trying to like cover him and keep him out there. New Rockstars did a video on this, where they found Instagram photos of him being in the same town that they were filming in and everything. And I'm not gonna lie, a lot of those videos when I see that kind of make me feel weird. It's like, oh, so you're just following every detail of what this guy's doing and putting him where you want him to be and all that, but like it would make sense for them to install the Council of Reeds, and like there has to be some way that they make it from their universe, which is clearly a different universe, into the main Marvel universe.
Right.
And so that's one theory that's being thrown around. Another theory is that in the beginning, when you see them like talking to the news anchor or whatever about family dinner, Sue's walking a little weird. Walking like how someone who's pregnant might walk. And they might have digitally gotten rid of the baby bump, and that there's a possibility that we're going to see Nathaniel Richards.
Yeah.
And another reason for that speculation is that we see two different Halloweens possibly, and like so there could be a year's worth of movie happening like in a montage and everything.
Right.
And so like there could be that's what the first steps is alluding to, if it's not only like for space travel.
Yeah.
And I like that. I like if we have that, because like it helps pre-establish the characters even more, like they're moving into a new portion of their lives, and that kind of ups the stakes a little bit for Galactus coming.
Right.
That like, not only did we have something to fight for earlier, like for our world and everything, but now like we literally have a kid to fight for.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who also turns out to be one of the most powerful mutants ever created, but
I digress, or you digress. What do you think of John Malkovich?
He is rumored to be playing, I believe, the Red Wizard. I think is the character's name. I could be wrong on that.
I think I was reading a comic about the Red Wizard.
Am I wrong on that?
Well, there was one about there was like a cult in the one that I was reading, and they were wearing red robes and stuff like that. So it could be.
This is just a video. It's not an article. Thanks, Screen Rant. That wasn't useful at all. Let's see. Are you gonna give me anything in this one? Okay. Red Ghost. That's who.
Red Ghost.
That's who it was.
Okay.
I don't know what I said earlier. I forget that now. What did I?
Red Wizard is what you said.
Yeah.
Red
Ghost, who is a Soviet scientist who replaces the team's space accident, or replicates the team's space accident, and gains the ability to turn intangible. He also creates a team of super apes who have similar powers to the Fantastic Four.
So that's an interesting theory, actually.
So he is one of the earlier characters that the Fantastic Four fight in the comics.
Yeah.
Including Mole Man, who is actually like the first villain they fight.
Yeah.
Like he's on the first cover of the Fantastic Four. And so there's another actor who's cast in the movie that like role hasn't been disclosed yet, that they think might be playing Mole Man. They think John Malkovich might be playing Red Ghost, as like hey, these are early villains that they're fighting, to help show like the progression of their
right and
career.
Already this isn't an origin story, right? Like this is just them already being established in this universe, already having fans. So they could even have, it looks like John Malkovich got a spot, so they'll likely have him be in the movie more than just in a montage, right? But the Mole Man or early villains could appear in the montage of them talking about how they got their powers. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. Or just like a quick run through of, it could be like the first villain that they face in the movie. Just kind of like showcasing their powers. One theory that I liked, right? That I heard was, it's possible, and this is a very loose possibility, because I don't even know if it would make sense, right? I don't know if he has like a human form, or if he just stays as he is, but some people theorize the Maestro.
Mm.
Because he does give. I mean, it kind of gives Maestro vibe.
That's true. I hadn't considered that actually.
But I don't know if I'm talking mainly the beard. The beard and hair kind of give Maestro vibes. But I don't know if does the Maestro ever like go back into not Hulk form?
I'm not sure. I think he's always just a future version of the Hulk.
Right, who just stays the Hulk. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it's a possibility. I kind of think yours fits better, but with Planet Hulk coming up in the next few years, or World War Hulk, sorry, I don't see why we couldn't get some characters introduced leading up to that.
It's possible if this universe even survives. That could be another reason why. I have my own theory that I've come up with.
Absolutely.
And it's sort of like a little wish fulfillment in it.
Okay.
So Robert Downey Jr. was announced as the
Dr.
actor who's going to be playing Victor Von Doom. And I was disappointed.
Me too, initially.
I don't like him for that. I think it sucks to just bring him back to play another role. And I get why he's doing it. Marvel's paying him almost $1 billion a movie now, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, it's not, I'm exaggerating clearly, but like, come on, dude. Like, he probably can only act in Marvel movies for the rest of his life and he'd be fine.
Yeah.
But what I think might happen is he's this universe's Doom.
Mm-hmm.
And gets revealed as Doom. And then at the end, he's killed by like an off-screen, like a white blast comes off screen as he's like giving this evil speech in Latvia or something. And then we see the actual Dr. Doom who's wearing a mask. So we don't see like an actual like actor yet, like sort of how like Thanos had different forms before Josh Brolin was sort of like molded to look like him. And we just see the white robes, the white mask, white everything, and it's God Emperor Doom killing off this Doom.
Yeah.
To try and take this reader, these Fantastic Four, because they were the ones that were able to stop Galactus or withhold him. So like there's something special about them. And so God Emperor Doom wants them for Battle World. And that way, like, it creates some tension of who the new Doom is going to be.
Right.
You still get the payoff of Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom.
Yeah, fair enough. I wish I remembered where the video. Excuse me. Stop. I don't remember how long ago I watched the freaking video. Someone said something about Dr. Doom, and it actually made me feel better about Robert Downey Jr. playing him. But I don't remember who, and you might have to give me a few moments. We can keep talking about different things while I try and find this. But someone said something about Dr. Doom, and it actually made me feel better about Robert Downey Jr. playing Dr. Doom.
Oh?
Yeah. So when I find it, I'll tell you. It might take a minute because I don't remember when I saw the video or who posted it. It was likely either Straw Hat Goofy or Sir Superhero. So I'll let you know.
If it's Sir Superhero, I'll probably find it on my own. If it was Straw Hat Goofy, I'm probably not going to find it.
I don't think it was Sir Superhero, if I'm being honest, because I remember his video and I was like, yeah. Not that I didn't like it. It was just not.
I prefer Sir Superhero, and there's a few other food critics that I enjoy them, or not food critics, film critics.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy more, and also aren't scabs. But
is Straw Hat Goofy a scab?
Oh yeah.
Whoops! I didn't know.
People just kind of forgot about that, but
I
it's
didn't know
fine.
at all.
Yeah, during the writer's strike last year, he was still promoting movies and doing stuff, and he's like, "Sure, contracts, whatever. If you feel like that's an excuse, fine." But I don't know.
Yeah.
I know we weren't great about not talking about movies and ever, but like I still wanted to be good about it.
Yeah, fair enough.
And like if someone had like came up to me and asked me to do it, I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But that's
Makes
just one man's opinion, and you can say whatever you want. He's
sense.
famous and has money now and has made something of himself, and I still haven't. You can call me whatever you want. I'm not going to change my opinion. I just don't listen to him. I scroll past his videos when he comes up. I'm not asking anyone to hate him or not like him. I just have my own opinion, and I try to get away from him. And that's all you have to do as a mature adult.
Exactly. You just have to
If you
scroll
don't
past.
want to engage with the content, don't engage with the content.
I see. I got you. But yeah, that's all you have to do as an adult. It's pretty easy, actually. There's also this thing called block, where you never have to see anybody you don't like ever again.
Yeah.
Just a thought, just an idea. Who knows? Not me. Clearly, I know nothing.
You know what I know?
What do you know?
That if these people want more from us, they can always check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as Threads for more information about when we post, and to like and follow and share with your friends.
That's crazy. How'd you know that?
Well, it's because I'm a Patreon subscriber, so over on patreon.com where I can get bonus content from us at TGB One Shots, including our after show, as well as other fun content that we have up there that is exclusive and can't be found anywhere else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Very similar in nature to the designs we have over on our Redbubble that were created just by us and are able to show your love for the show as well as supporting us just like you can with the Patreon.
I may not be an artist, but Canva really makes me feel like one.
Exactly. And another thing that makes me feel like an artist is when I post on youtube.com/@thegarlicboys, where you can watch video versions of the podcast day and date that the audio versions release.
That is insane. What other podcast is doing that? Nobody, I'll tell you that.
I can tell you one. It's the Clever Boy Quiz, the show, which also has video versions up on the same channel.
Yeah, also definitely has a really hardworking, non-ADHD, depression-having person doing the editing.
My tip, if you have something that you've been forgetting to do, is to write it on a Post-it note and stick it to your monitor.
That would help if that person sat at their monitor ever, except for
Goodness
when they're
gracious, Matt.
I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I do have a supplementary mom report, and it's Sue Storm Richards. That's who.
Shout out to Cindy.
Shout out to Cindy. All right.
I don't know, man.
No, it's not like we haven't done her at least 18 times. Solid.
You can't go wrong with my mom.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason we've done her 18 times. We've
Okay.
made her the
I need you to stop saying that. I'm going to take that as your final thought before I make that your final thought. Nope. Don't like that threat, actually. Thank you so much for listening. And remember, as always, to stay garlicky.
Very possible that I want to die.
Yeah, same.